ego views sharing things, giving things, threatening. It looks at it as, depletion of resources that we have. And when we recognize that we're in it, it shows up as fear, shows up as anxiety. Okay, when we recognize this, we have a beautiful opportunity to go within and really take a look at, evaluate why we feel the way that we do with regards to sharing our time or sharing our energy, sharing our space, sharing our monies. Like, what is it about sharing this am I feeling really nervous about or anxious about or fearful about? Because source expresses itself through you, which means in order for you to be able to give, you would have had to already receive. Make sense? We can't give what we don't have. So that said, we will never be asked to give something we don't have. When source works through us, and yesterday I had a few of you actually took me up on this and came in the group and allowed us to hold space for you as you expressed what it was you were letting go of so that it could move out and source could move through. Only a few of you did that. Now, there's no judgment. It's all good. But can we see where that act of being vulnerable and putting ourselves out there creates a lot of insecurity in folks? Well, I don't want to ask because if I ask, then people are going to know what I'm struggling with. Well, I don't want to put it out there because if I put it out there, I might not look strong, I might look weak. But the strongest thing that we can do is lean on each other because we are all source in a physical body. How do we exaggerate, expand, extend that source energy? We come together. We build upon it, right, when we come together. So I want you guys to recognize where within your worlds this is showing up for you. It's not so you judge yourself and put yourself down. It's so that you shine light on that light being of source, so that source can come through and love you through it, okay? Today we're talking about receiving. And one of the strongest, most powerful ways of receiving anything that we desire is by saying thank you. Thank you in and of itself is an affirmation. We affirm, thank you for this amazing, wonderful experience that is on its way to me. Thank you so much for this material item that is on its way for me. Thank you so much for this opportunity that is on its way to me. Because in the having of it, I can then affect change in my world and in the lives of those around me. So source, thank you. If we would say thank you as also a form of prayer, we would be more mindful that we don't need to beg source to bring us something, right? We are not as powerful when we are begging Archangel Michael or anybody else for that matter to come down here and assist us in creating what it is that we want. We are powerful, magnetic, magnificent, creative beings in our own right. And we give our power away when we beg. We don't need to do that. We affirm thank you for what it is that's on its way to me is already mine. Thank you. So when we say thank you, we affirm what it is we desire. We affirm that it's already received. And it also assists us in being able to see it and feel it in the spiritual realm because it exists there before it exists here in the physical world. Okay? When we appreciate ourselves, we are essentially appreciating source. You see, source is full of itself. And itself, the self that is source, is love. It's peace. Source is in a constant state of appreciation, always appreciating everything that is going on and being experienced around it. We, as humans, label things as good or bad. Source doesn't see it as that. Source sees every experience, no matter how we define it, as an expression of love. It's either calling more love to it or it's in the energy at that moment, right? Every negative situation that takes place in our world, causes a stir amongst us, the source within is activated, and what we want is to assist each other and help each other feel better. We want to help each other heal. We want to share love with each other so that that negative situation becomes a positive. So can we contemplate for just a bit that everything comes from love? Whether we're amplifying it or whether we are standing in it at that moment, it's going to be up to us to decide how we want to go about it. Now, I choose to see it all as love. And because Source is always appreciating everything that's going on around it, it's always appreciating me. There's this idea in a lot of religions that, God is a jealous God, and it's a judgmental God. And, when we pass on and transition, we're essentially going to be judged for everything that we didn't do correctly here. And it's either going to get us a ticket into heaven or it's going to make us have to stand outside. Like, that makes no sense to me. To me, that's like, no, it's not how it works. Source is constantly appreciating me, urging me to be better, not for just itself, but also for my experience to be one that is magnificent here. We so bravely chose, remember, to come here and experience the contrast, this classroom of contrast. We decided to come down here. So we can shift absolutely anything that's going on in our world by choosing to find something and appreciate it as we're walking through it. Appreciating the struggle that's happening right now as another experience of learning, another lesson that is going to expand the being that is me, but also the energy of Source in the universe. Source does work through other people, and you must be open to the help and assistance of others in order to allow this Source to expand itself, express itself through them. So many folks want to martyr it. Now, being a martyr or having that martyr energy is an ego trait. It's something that comes from the ego. It's a form of protection so that we aren't disappointed, so that we aren't let down, so we're not hurt by being rejected, by feeling embarrassed for saying yesterday in Growing with the Angels that we're struggling with worthiness and that's what we want to move out, or that we're struggling with fear or anxiety or lack, and that's what we want to move out. We instead decide we want to just handle it on our own. I'll deal with it myself. The holidays are upon us, and there will be no more obvious shadow aspect or archetype than the martyr, because we want the house to look right, so we'll do it ourselves. We want the meal to be delicious, so we'll do it ourselves. We want everybody to look proper, so we'll make sure that everybody's clothes are laid out and everything is clean, and everybody's been bathed or showered or pampered in some way. We will make sure that the table looks magnificent, set the right way, forks on the left, knives on the right. I've been there. I've been that girl. I've also been that child of the woman who, with her whole heart, wanted nothing but absolute perfection for us. But these are the things around this time of year that actually brings anxiety in without us even doing anything. Thanksgiving is coming. Ooh, I'm already anxious because for 13, 14, 15 years, it was ingrained. Forks on the left, knives on the right. Put the napkin under the fork. Make sure you set the table this way. Does everybody have a drink cup? It was just something that was always, always, always on replay. Make sure the vacuum, got a vacuum. Did you vacuum? Got a vacuum. Let's vacuum again. Right? So when we notice that we are taking it all on our own, we are shutting Source out, separating ourselves from the spiritual and making it more physical. And while we came for the physical experience, we came to be 50-50. We want to maintain balance, folks, right? Balance of spiritual me, physical me. There will be, trust me, more days that you're more physical than there will be other days when you're more spiritual, and you'll have to remember to ground yourself. That's what happens, okay? But when you martyr it, you gyp yourself. Don't gyp yourself. You're not hurting anybody else. Everybody's like, sweet, I'll put my feet up, put the game on. Sweet, let me know if I can help you in any way. You're not hurting anybody but you. You're always only hurting anybody but you by skirting around an opportunity, for source to express itself. Last Thanksgiving, I have it at my house every year, and my brother came, and my brother and I are developing our relationship. Let's put it that way. As adults, it's different than when you're children, We still pick on each other the same though, but anyways, while he was here, can I help with anything? And instead of saying, no, I've got it, I said, yeah, I would love that. And it created an experience in the kitchen of just him and I. And it will be a Thanksgiving that I will always remember, because I didn't say, no, don't help me. Yes, let's come together. Let's do this together. We had our own private conversation. It was like our own little chance to bond while the children ran around and did their own thing, It was absolutely priceless for me. It was something that I, want to recreate in a new way every holiday. That's the experiences that we want to have around the holidays. We want to see somebody in a new way, because when we see them in a new light, we're actually expanding our light in a new way. Let me say that again. When you choose to see someone in a new way, you're expressing and expanding the light that's within you in a new way. Remember what we talked about yesterday. You expressed source through you first, which means you feel this well up of love inside you, and then it comes from you. And because it came from you, everybody else around you gets to experience and help and love and assist in some way, shape, or form in the ripple that you put out. When you say, source, I'm here to share. Source, I want to express you through me. Source says, absolutely, okie dokie, here we come. It goes through you first. But you see, your ego's going to tell you otherwise. Your ego's going to attempt to say, prove it. Prove it. And then I can be of service. Prove it. Then I'll show up and do my work. Prove it. Then I'll have trust and faith that this is going to come together. Okay? So I want today's expression of gratitude to be one of an affirmation. Now, you guys all know I'm a journal freak. I love me some journal stuff. And a gratitude journal is a magnificent tool, which then turns into a resource, a priceless resource that allows you to begin to build a manifesting and appreciation energy. We might call it an appreciation journal this time instead of gratitude, because I want you to be more mindful of what you're appreciating in your world right now. Don't label it good or bad. What are you appreciating in your world right now? Are you appreciating a sinus infection? Jax, sister, stay on topic here. How in the world can somebody appreciate a sinus infection? Because nothing in that moment creates more of a desire for well-being than pressure in the head, runny nose, sore throat, clogged ears, whatever the symptoms might be coming from a sinus infection. Nothing causes you to have a greater awareness and appreciation for well-being than a sinus infection. Yeah? No matter where you are, no matter what you're growing through right now, no matter what opportunity source has served you, what can you appreciate in your experience? The minute you find true appreciation for it, a sinus infection, the sinus infection, well, it's not feeling fabulous, It does. It does. Yeah, you're right. It does make me appreciate when I feel amazing. I do appreciate well-being. I do appreciate this. Yeah. You've now begun to shift energy towards the source within you that is just and always a state of an appreciation. See, source is always in appreciation mode, which means the closer you get to appreciation at any point, at any time, you're actually becoming more aligned with source. And when you become more aligned with source, well-being has got to be achieved, because there is no dis-ease of any kind when you're aligned with source. That's so good. That's how you heal yourself. You heal yourself in anything of any kind, in any moment, when you find something to appreciate about your experience. Is it troubling at first? Yeah, absolutely. Why? Because it's not embedded in you to find something to appreciate. It's embedded in you to whine or complain. But when I assure you, what do healers do? Healers help you appreciate your situation by appreciating you more, so that you can stand in your own ability to heal yourself by becoming more aligned with the spiritual being that exists in each and every one of you, that is always connected to the source of all things. And then you experience healing. A state of appreciation, again, it's the only thing source is. It's peace, it's love. It's in a state of appreciation for all your experiences. Whether you hear physical, call it yuck, or call it yay. Source is going, you're awesome. Absolutely awesome. Stubbed your toe, you're awesome. Absolutely awesome. That was the best thing ever. Why? Because it hurt, which made you want well-being. Brought you back to source in that moment. Like that. When you have an appreciation journal and you can begin to redirect your thoughts and take the focus and attention or energy in motion at that time off of what displeases you towards what would please you, you would begin to feel absolutely 100%. They're saying you would begin to feel a shift from within you, because the inner being goes, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Holy cow, she did it. She did it. She's doing it. Help her out. Help a sister out. Help her out. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Feel that shift in your tummy. Ooh, here we go. She's doing it. You're going to start to feel the momentum building as you decide for yourself up here first that you are going to appreciate something. That thought then becomes an energy in motion or emotion. It starts feeling like relief. And as you feel relief, your energy starts to shift and raise its vibration. And as your energy begins to shift and raise its vibration, the physical you starts to then start feeling better. The longer you stay in appreciation, the more the universe has to give you to appreciate. It needs you aligned with it. Remember, source expressing itself through you means that source has to flow through you first, which means source has to give you more to appreciate so that you stay in appreciation, so that you continue to do what it is that you came here to do, which is to express source. Whew. It's powerful stuff. It's amazing. It is absolutely 100% effortless and easy. We are the only ones that make it difficult. Source is over there going, come here, you. Come here, you sweet little thing. I can't wait to love on you. The closer you get to me, the more you feel my love, and I'm loving on you, and I want to love on you, and I know you want me to love on you. I said that to my Mason this morning. Can we go downstairs and watch Bella and the Bulldogs? Sure, but I'm going to need a hug first. I'm going to need a kiss. And you're going to have to say, good morning, Mama. And if you wipe it off, we're going to have to start all over again, because we don't wipe kisses off from the source. We don't do that. So you bet your fanny we sat there for 20 minutes as he thought the funniest thing in the whole wide world was to wipe my kisses off. No, no. That is a pure, blissful state of appreciation. And the day, and then the days, and then the week, and then the weeks, and then the month, and then the months, and then the year, and then the years. Imagine that. Please, for a moment, can you appreciate what years of awesomeness and you on a roll and money coming in and experiences happening and traveling taking place and relationships remending, coming back together and in a state of peace and love and well-being? Could you fathom for just a moment what years of that experience would feel like? It's magical. It's absolutely magical. And that's the point to the whole thing, is to experience the magic through feeling the wonder, the curiosity, and the alignment every time that Source expresses itself through you. If what you can find today is the fact that the sun is out, I need you to appreciate it. It is one of the most magnificent things that you can do right now, because the sun doesn't just lighten the day for Jackie, it's lightening the day for everyone in New York, and might even be extending to Pennsylvania and New Jersey. All of these folks that are experiencing a sunny day are affected by the rays of this magnificent sun. And if I were to go outside, I could feel the sun, okay? My feeling of it and witnessing of it does not diminish your ability to do the same. Not at all. Just like me illuminating my light isn't going to take away from the ability of somebody else doing that. Me shining as bright as a diamond is not going to take away from somebody else also being able to shine as bright as a diamond. It is what it's going to do is actually antagonize someone to want to do the same. So we're finding appreciation journals today, and I'm not going to limit you. I want you to go crazy. Some days you're going to find more to appreciate than others, although remember what I said, even a sinus infection can create an experience of appreciation. A backache can create an opportunity to align yourself with appreciation. Physical pain, it's tangible. It is so obvious. But what it is doing is actually calling you closer to the source that's existent within you, flowing all the time, so that the more that you align with it, the better you begin to feel. Thank you so much for joining me.